Hello friends, welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and if this is the first video of mine that you're catching, welcome. My name is Rachel and I'm a reseller on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. Every month I like to do a recap of my top 15 highest sales from the previous month. So today I'm here to share with you my top 15 highest sales from December 2024. So if you want to see what sold for the most money for me in December 2024, definitely stick around. So December was a little wonky, and you'll have to let me know in the comments how December went for you. My stores were actually shut down between Christmas and New Year as I did some traveling for the holiday. So I didn't get any sales in between that time, which historically I do pretty well during that time. So I do have to account for the fact that I had a week off. And honestly, I didn't have the spike in sales that I thought I would, or that I guess I was expecting for December. I would say in the past, I've had a spike like the first week or maybe 2 weeks in December as everybody is shopping for the holiday. And then it kind of tapers off as, the shipping deadline comes for Christmas. But this year it was pretty steady. I didn't really see those sharp spikes like you normally do. So you'll have to let me know how you did with December. But I still ended up making some decent sales, some decent high dollar sales. So I'd like to share those with you today. So if you like reseller content, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I do a recap video every month of my sales from the previous month. I love sharing with you what's working for my reseller business. Hopefully it helps you learn some brands that you might want to be on the lookout for, or some sourcing opportunities, or just what's working for me, in hopes that it helps you make some decisions for your own business. Hit that like button if you could. That definitely helps out the channel a lot. And let's get right into the countdown. So I'll start with number 15 and work our way up to number 1. And I'll show you over here on the side what sold, how much it sold for, and what platform it sold on, where I got it from, etc. So starting with number 15, these were the Rowan taupe milled nubuck Mary Jane shoes. These were the brand Dansko, and they came in a Boutique by the Box designer footwear box. So I bought 2 of these, or I ordered this twice. I think I bought 4 boxes total, but 2 separate orders. This one was in the second order that I did not do a video for, but these were $18 per pair, and these were brand new in box, size 40. And these were only listed about 2 weeks, and they sold on Poshmark for $55. Dansko is a good brand. It has historically, I've been reselling for 20 years now, and Dansko's always been a good brand to pick up. This particular style is not necessarily the style of Dansko that seems to bring in the most money, but I am still happy with the sale price given the retail value and the style and all that. So that was fine. There is this crystal bow V-neck mini dress. I don't know what the specific style name of this was. This came from the rumored box from Helpsy Source. This one I unboxed in November, and so this one sold on in the middle of December. I think probably, if I had to guess, this was somebody's New Year's Eve outfit. I think it would be a great outfit for New Year's Eve, so that would make sense. But it was a $55 eBay sale, and I paid $11.93 per piece on that box. Next up were the Midnight Performance Tiger sneakers from Asics. I think these were a men's, size 10, and they came from that Quick Lots mid-tier shoes box that I ordered back in July. I actually just recently did the 90-day update on this one, and this was one of the highest selling pair of shoes in the box. The cost per item was really low on this box, but the sale price of most of the shoes in this box was not very high. So I paid $6.04 per pair out of this box, and these sold for $58.49 on eBay, plus the buyer paid the shipping. These did take about a little under 5 months to sell. So they weren't necessarily a quick sale, but like I said, they were one of the highest sales in the box. So that definitely helped me recover some of the cost of that box. Then there was the Relaxed Straight Jeans in Palo Alto Dark Wash. These were a 33 by 30 men's by the brand Liverpool. And this is from the Boutique by the Box Bread and Butter Wholesale box I ordered back in October. And these sold in the beginning of December on eBay for $58.50. I'm pretty sure somebody sent me an offer on those. I did have a few like lowball offers on that pair of jeans, but this one was probably the first decent offer I received. And they did take about 6 weeks to sell, but they did eventually sell on eBay. I had the Cassie button front midi dress. This was a size 2X from Madewell. This is from one of the Madewell J. Crew dresses in denim smaller boxes I ordered. This one I ordered in November. And the dress itself sold in December 10th. And so actually this dress only took about 2.5 weeks by the time I got it listed. And this was a $60 eBay sale. I'm absolutely positive somebody sent me an offer because I think I had this one listed for like, I don't know, 80 or 90. But I thought 60 was fair given my cost per piece, $13.07. It still was a great profit. And this dress really technically isn't in season. I mean, it's black, but it is a summer style. So I was all right with taking the offer on this one. Up next is the Kiki Sacred Cardigan, the oversized cardigan from Spiritual Gangster. This was a size extra small, but it was definitely oversized. And this is from the Boutique by the Box Spiritual Gangster box. This one took about 9 weeks to sell, and I did accept an offer on this one as well on Poshmark for $60. I did have it priced higher, but it didn't, sell in 2 months for the higher price. So somebody sent me an offer. I decided to go ahead and accept it. That's an interesting box, and that one's coming up on 90 days here pretty soon. Probably by the end of this month, I'll get that video out. But that was a decent sale. $8.05 per piece on that box, and turned it into a $60 sale on Poshmark. There was, these were from a Helpsy mixed brand box that I ordered. Definitely a brand you want to look out for, especially if you live somewhere where skiing or snowboarding is prominent, or just cold weather in general. These are these Snell bib snow pants by the brand Obermeyer. And Obermeyer is a pricey, like, outerwear, winter wear brand. And it's definitely ski season, winter season. And these were a size 8. These were not in the best condition. They had some spots on them. I mean, they were white, so you could see like every single imperfection. But these sold really, really quickly. I sold these within 2 days, and they were a $65 Poshmark sale. So if you find the brand Obermeyer, it's not a new brand or anything, but if you're not familiar with it, put that on your BOLO list, especially for things like outerwear, jackets, ski pants, snow bibs, things like that. Definitely a good return on investment if you can find it in the wild. Next up are the Stalin Nubuck leather shoes. These came in a Boutique by the Box designer footwear box, the second one I ordered. And actually these were damaged. The loop on the back of the Birkenstock, the Chelsea boot, it was broken off on one of the shoes. But I still sold them as new without box, and I sold them as damaged. And actually, they only took 4 days to sell on eBay for $69.99, which was my full asking price. Comps on these were much higher, if I'm being honest. I tried to look and see like what new ones were selling for, and then price mine lower to make up for the damage on it. And these were selling for much higher in mint condition. So I felt like $69.99 was a fair price, and yeah, they sold right away. I almost wonder if I should have priced those a little bit higher, but that's okay. I mean, they were damaged, and I get a little bit like leery of selling things with obvious damage. I don't like to do it a ton unless it is something that is going to be a good profit, even with the damages. And this was one of those situations. I paid $18 per pair. I didn't want to just toss them out because other than the loop, they were in mint condition. Next up were the Encore Ice Leather Clogs in brown. These were the brand Merill. Same box, the Boutique by the Box designer footwear box, $18 per piece. These were actually new in box. They were a size 7.5. I don't actually have a ton of luck selling these Merill shoes. I used to pick them up when I went to the bins and they were $3 in used condition. So I wasn't really expecting a lot from these just because they're not, the resale on this style is not what it once was. I've had a few pair of these that have like sat and sat. So I kind of stopped looking for them. But these sold for $70 on Poshmark. Again, I'm glad I listed them for what I did, and they only took a couple of days to sell. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back on my BOLO list. If I could find these Merill clogs thrifting, or if I see them again, even if they're used, I mean, I'm not going to get $70 for a used pair, but still, I think it might be time to put those back on the lookout for these list. Then there were the Addiction Walker shoes, and these were straight up like dad shoes. So these were from that same box. Actually, these were from the first box, the one that I did do a video on. Also $18 per pair. And I was excited to get Brooks in the box, but then I was kind of like womp womp, because these were like literal like dad like walking shoes from Brooks. And I wasn't sure how they were going to do. They're a size 9 wide, which is kind of an odd size for a men's shoe also. But they did sell within a week on Poshmark for $72. I don't know that I ever would have picked these up based on the style, but since I had them, of course, I was going to list them, and I'm glad I did because that was an amazing sale. Definitely surprised by that one, I will say. All right, here are the top 5. Super exciting. 3 of these are eBay sales, 2 are Poshmark. The first one up is a jacket from the brand Carhart, and I think, you know, this is a commonly known BOLO brand for resellers, I would think, but if you're not familiar with it, especially the like outerwear jackets, cargo jeans, Carhartt is I would say like sort of like a utilitarian type brand as it is, and that style seems pretty popular right now. So this brand is especially kind of hot right now, and so this was in a Healthy Source mixed brand box. This was a brand new with tag women's jacket. When I got it, I actually thought it was kids. I thought it was a youth jacket, but it was women's. And I typically do better with Carhartt when it's men's. I don't find a lot of Carhartt here in Atlanta. Carhartt is a Michigan-based company. And so when I lived in Michigan, I sold a ton of it because I found a ton of it. But this one actually sold the day I listed it for my full asking price of $74.99. So definitely look out for Carhartt. Even, I would say, this was new with tag, but if you find Carhartt, even if it's not in the best condition, maybe it has you know, some spots or even a little bit of wear, still consider, check comps of course, but still consider maybe picking it up, because that doesn't seem to stop it from selling in my experience, and especially with this style and the functionality of the actual garment itself, especially in the wintertime. I would say it's worth looking at if you can find it, because it is a hot brand right now. Number 4 on the countdown are these Soul Land SB mid-rise Python print sneakers from Nike. I thrifted these back in the summer from Goodwill. And so June is when I picked these up. My average cost, when I go to Goodwill, I document the average cost per piece for the whole entire thrift trip. So my average cost per piece this day was $15.50, but I do remember these were marked up to $34.99, and I debated picking them up because the price was so high. But ultimately, I did grab them. Comps were looking really good on these, but they were a men's size 7, which I think is technically a big kid's size 7 or a youth size 7. So I went back and forth a lot, but I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and just grab them. You know, there's a buyer out there for every size. And they were a slow sale. So they took 6 months to sell. But eventually they sold on eBay for $74.99. I did have to play with the price a little bit. They didn't sell as high as what they were comping for. Again, based on the size, I get that. But eventually I turned that 35 into 70, and I did double my money. So It wasn't the most solid investment, but I still I don't regret picking them up. I would have liked to sell them a little faster and for a little more, but you know, still, it was a decent sale for what it was. And then number 3 are these Simone snap front pants. These are the brand RagnBone. They're a size 0. These sat a while too. Actually, these sat for quite a while. I got these from a Helpsy box back in April, and they finally sold in December. So yeah, I had these for a minute, and they weren't the best style, but I sold them on eBay for $79.99. So I paid $14.75 per piece on the box and an $80 sale. I mean, that's a long time to sit. I'm not going to lie. These were right on the cusp of going to thredUP, but I'm glad they didn't, because there's no way I would have gotten $80 on thredUP for these. So that's exciting and unexpected. Lots of unexpected sales this month. Next up, number 2 on the list. This one I also got from a Helpsy Source mixed brand box. I didn't do an unboxing on this one, but this was the brand Mountain Hardwear. So right along with Obermeyer, if you're looking for like functional athletic wear, like winter athletic wear, specifically outerwear, Mountain Hardwear is another one to be on the lookout for. This had a little bit of spotting and staining on it, but it was duck down waterfowl feathers in it. So it was a down jacket, women's size medium. And again, I paid $10.49 per piece on this box, and it sold on Poshmark for $82. It took about 6 weeks to sell, but definitely another good brand. You know, it's brand aside, anything with duck down, especially this time of year, if you check the content, if you find a puffer jacket and you check the content, the fill content, and you see that it's duck down or waterfowl, or sometimes it's a combination of like mostly waterfowl and then maybe some synthetic or whatever, look up comps, look at them, because that particular type of jacket is very expensive, brand new, regardless of the brand. And Mountain Hardwear specifically does retail pretty high, so I would say a good brand to look out for. And the number 1 sale on the list for this month were the Italian black patent leather booties from J. Crew. These took 6 months to sell, and I think last month, the 90-day update on this box. It was the Boutique by the Box J. Crew shoes box. And I was saying how I was surprised that these hadn't sold yet. They were beautiful boots, brand new in box. $16.20 was my cost per pair on these. I said, you know what? These are waiting for the right buyer. I'm sure of it. And finally, they sold on Poshmark on December 1st for $90. I did have them listed a lot higher than that. I think I had them in the, I think I started them up in the 200 range, and I started to kind of come down. Somebody sent me a $90 offer, and I was like, you know what? I've had these for 6 months. I really don't want them sitting here another 6 months. $90, considering that I paid $16 and they had been sitting 6 months, you know, I felt like that was fair. These were definitely a little bit of a challenge to ship because they are so big and the box was so big. But I am happy to report that those boots are finally gone. They're out of my inventory, and $90 was definitely a decent sale on those. So that is my entire top 15 for December 2024. We are on to a new year. I'm on to new challenges. I am going to continue these videos. If you don't know already, and I know you can't tell probably from how I'm sitting, but I am expecting, and my due date is in March. So my intention kind of for the rest of the time before the baby comes is to just bang out as much as possible, listing wise, unboxing. I ordered like, I don't know, 6 or 7 new mystery boxes. So I'll have some new videos coming for you guys. And then from there, my stores and my videos might be on autopilot for a little bit as I prepare to give birth. And then I bring the baby home and get us situated. I'm going from having one baby to two babies, and my first baby is not even 2 years old yet. So that will be a new challenge for me in my life. But I'm going to do my best to keep up with at least some videos and, at least after March. So stick with me. Make sure you subscribe if you want to follow along with my journey. And yeah, definitely let me know how December went for you. Like I said, it was a little bit wonky for me, but I had some time off. And so, it's just kind of how it worked out. And hit that like button if you could. That definitely helps out the channel a lot. It lets me know that you like this kind of content. And that is it for today, friends. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next video.